It was hot summer time, and as always, I was going to my Nana's place in Udaipur to spend my summer vacation. Udaipur is a beautiful place with so many lakes around, and that is why I never miss a chance to go back. People of this city are crazy. They celebrate with full enthusiasm when lakes are filled with water. I remember that day when thousands of people were walking towards Lake Fateh Sagar at midnight just to see the overflow of this lake. Lakes are not just the beauty, but lifeline of the city. But the place where my Nana house is not that great and beautiful. It's on Siphon Choraha. This Choraha is a chaotic place with traffic and dust. A number of laborers are always around this Choraha waiting for the bus near the footpath. It's a place with lot of noise and traffic. There are some food and tea stall, a panwari in front of a big stone wall. There are also some other commercial shop at this Choraha. My friend will never believe such a dusty place can exist in the city of Udaipur. Raju thinking all the way in his journey to Udaipur. Oh, finally my bus enters in Udaipur. The city looks the same, but suddenly I came across some large blue sculptures in the city. Some kids were celebrating their birthday on one of the sculptures. Another was resting over a water canal. Some kids were also playing cricket below one of those sculptures. These are some new cuboidal sculptures that I observed. Finally, the bus stopped at Saipan Choraha, but this time things are different. Near the bus stop, again I noticed a blue sculpture retrofitted with that stone wall. It was similar to those sculptures found in the city. This was first time when I noticed that stone wall so strongly. There I also found a blue strip on the road. This blue strip was joining another sculpture just opposite to that row. That sculpture was series of steel frames with seats and artifacts. I was amazed to see the development happening at my Nana's place. I looked below from the window and found a transformation of this churaha and asked my Nana what is happening in the city. And then Nana explained these are some initiatives taken by government along with some NGOs over all the canals of the city. He also explained to me how the lakes of the city are interconnected and do not allow a single drop of water to waste. But why on this Choraha? I don't find any water canal here, I asked Nana. Then he explained to me about that stone wall I noticed was remains of an historical irrigation canal built during the regime of Maharana Fateh Singh. Here used to be guava and mango orchards. This Choraha was an important junction where this road bifurcated to connect the city from National Highway and other villages. Therefore, a siphon was also made to ensure the road connectivity of the city and allow free flow of canal water from one side of the road to another side. Because of this siphon structure, this place is known as Siphon Choraha. This canal worked for almost a century. But with the gradual increase in drawing of water for drinking purposes from Fateh Sagar, availability of water for irrigation reduced year after year. And finally, irrigation from Fateh Sagar had to be stopped completely by the year 1980. The siphon structure along with the canal system became obsolete. By this time, our city also started expanding at very fast rate, resulting in conversion of most of the cultivated land in this area to residential or commercial. Today we can only see the traces of the historical canal in parklands, as most of it has been encroached upon and buried for constructing building. Then Nana asked me, "You ever been to that narrow bridge over Ayad River? That is near to our place. Let's visit that place." Me and Nana started our walk towards the Ayad River, and those residential colonies reminded me of one of my fearful incidents of my childhood. I explained that incident to Nana, where once I was walking along those streets and suddenly reached to a lonely place. There was complete silence, but the path had many broken bottles and dead animal bones. All these things were creating a negative environment at that place, but still my curious mind wants to explore. And soon I discovered a bridge over a river. The river was full of green algae and dirt, yet had great scenic view with waves of cool breeze and bird chirper. I wanted to explore more, but that fear in the back of my mind did not allow me to cross that bridge. Nana laughed and said, "Things are changing and time is also changed. First of all, that bridge of your childhood memory was also the part of the irrigation canal. And even that part has transformed. Let's go and explore." Me and Nana both started walking towards the part of the canal over the river. This time things were different from my childhood memories. A canopy of guava and mango trees was enhancing that blue sandy path. Sunlight was filtering from the trees, falling on the blue path, creating an imagination of water that was lost. We sat on one of those stone seats on either side of the blue path. Nana smiled when saw some kids trying to pluck fruits from those trees and said it reminds me of my past when I used to sit here on water channel with my friends for hours. We followed the blue path and soon it ended where the bridge starts. We entered a place where the sky was vast. It was a place where water was crossing this river, said Nana. I can remember that broken parapet texture of that wall. As we move ahead, the bridge exposed us to the dramatic environment. On one side of the bridge, there were ducks floating in the clean and shimmering water, and on the other side of the bridge, some birds were resting on the rocks. There were streams playing in the rocks. I hold the stone parapet. Below, I noticed shiny droplets of water on the lotus leaf. Soon a kingfisher swooped down to catch the fish from the river. It made me curious to go down and explore. Both the sides of the bridge were completely lush green with dense vegetation, giving a clean and clear background to that small ghat. A sound of cascading water on the ghat was taking attention. This water was coming from a channel below the terrace. We went near to terrace on the other side of the river. In the terrace, a person was playing flute and his voice attracted many people around. From that shaded space, a small blue bird fled and passed near to my head and went behind those rocks. Me and Nana both followed that bird. The bird was jumping here and there on those rocks, and soon it was lost in the dense canopies of trees. My Nana is old, but his eyes are sharper than me. He recognized that bird again sitting on the tree near those ponds. We moved within the dense canopy and suddenly noticed a big circular concrete wall. I was surprised to see that solid wall in this landscape and asked Nana, what is there inside this wall? Nana smiled and said, it's a surprise. Let's come above that tower. I will explain you everything. I was excited to see what was there inside and rushed about the tower. And what I found was heartbreaking. Dirty black water? I said. Yes, my dear, it is dirty black water. In its first step to get clean. And all this landscape is constructed wetland, where water will get clean eventually step by step through natural processes with minimum use of energy, said Nana. Oh really? I was curious. I want to know more about this process. Nana explained me about the water purification process, but done naturally through the sedimentation oxidation ponds with lot of duckweed to absorb nitrate and phosphate from water. Then further it is passed through different gradient levels of pebbles which remove particulate organic matter of all sizes. And then water passes through series of wetland ponds where different variety of aquatic plants further cleans the water. As Nana was a retired engineer, he explained everything in detail. The water collected in the last pond where again floating aquatic plants makes the water more clean. See how kids are splashing water on each other, said Nana. These kids were playing from the water falling from the last pond into a channel. It was 12 noon and sunlight was falling on the depression under the terrace. Light from water was reflecting back. It was magical and a spiritual environment. We followed the line of water and were exposed to the dramatic view of aqueduct standing above the river. Now we were tired and sat near God. A woman was spraying sun and water. Her Sanskrit shlokas, chirping of birds, sound of water enriched their environment. Then Nana said some wise words. Whatever we see in the city is because of water. All lakes, canals, birds, fishes, flowers are because of water. These remains of canals is an evidence of why human made it and then again abandoned it for the need of water. And again this aqueduct stands static because of the river that protects it. It's the water that gave us life, but today most of it flows through PVC pipe to clean human dirt and industrial waste.